Okay, we're going to do exercise 9.5 again, but this time we're going to do it using Excel. So we still have to do all the same calculations that we had to do before. We had to figure out what the face value was, 41 million, what the face rate or the coupon rate was, which was 9%. We're going to pay interest twice a year, 6/30 and 12/31. Our semi-annual interest payments are going to be $1,845,000. And because these are 20-year bonds, we're going to have 40 total interest periods. Now, when you did this with the calculator, you had to do everything 3 times. I'm going to show you how to do this in Excel, and I believe this is going to become your most favorite way to do it. You still need to learn the calculator way because you can't use Excel for exams. Okay, so first we have to put in the pieces that we know. So we need to put in the market interest rate. Then we need to put in the number of interest periods. And the market interest rate, they tell us originally, is what happens if the market rate is 8%. 8% 2 times a year is 4%. The number of interest periods is going to be 20 times 2, or 40. Now we need to put in the interest payment, how much each check is going to be. And we figured that out, 1,845,000, 1,845,000. We need to figure out the face amount, and that's simply a matter of going and reading the problem, and they tell us the face value of this bond is $41 million. Now, the next thing is a little bit of Excel speak. You have to identify whether the payment is at the beginning or the end. And you do that with either a 1 for a payment at the beginning or a 0 for the payment at the end of each interest period. 99.5% of the time it's going to be a 0. I have never seen one paid at the beginning. I'm sure that there's one out there somewhere. I have just never seen it. And then last but not least, we need to figure out what we're here for, and that's the issue price. So let's figure this out. Come over here to your function button, and don't hit AutoSum because that would be stupid. Hit the little arrow out to the side there that says More Functions. And my most recently used is present value. If you haven't used it before, you'll go to Financial and then scroll down to present value. Now, you're going to go and you're going to pick all of those numbers. So the rate is that. Go back and click. And the number of periods, the so-called N per, is that. And go back and say OK. And now the payment is that. Say OK. The face value is that. Say OK. And the type, you either type in 0 or 1 because this is the traditional. We'll put in a 0 and say OK. And there's the selling price of the bond of a 9% bond in an 8% market. Now, basically you just did every bond problem you will ever have to do for the rest of your life, as long as you have that spreadsheet handy. Let me show you. The interest rate is the only thing that can change. So part B of 9.5 says what happens if the market rate is 9%. So it's a 9% bond selling in a 9% market. All we need to do is change that number from 0.04 to 0.045, enter, close, we're done. That bond will sell for $41 million. Excel does all the work, you just have to put it in once. And we can continue and play this game all day. I don't know why we would, but we could. Suppose the interest rate is 10%, which was the other option they gave us. So twice a year, that's 5%. And that bond will sell for $37,482,387.30. This is an incredibly powerful and useful tool. Just for the hell of it, I mean, we can say, what happens if the interest rate goes to, pick any number you want, 0.032158.9%. Pretty ugly number. I don't even know what that would be. Like 6.5% a year. We're good. That bond would then sell for that price. All you need to do is plug in the interest payment, their rate, and you're good to go. Very useful way to do the problem. Let me put this back to where it was at 0.04. And we're done. That's 9.5 parts 1, 2, and 3, and any other ones you want to do. Just keep changing the interest rate.